Tried to do some astro last night, but clouds rolled in once again and kind of dampened things. I don't know if the shots are really going to work out. Same with sunrise. Looked out. You could see pretty heavy cloud everywhere around me, along with a pretty big temperature drop. My feet feel better, but definitely in no position to really test them and try and do a huge hike. So I'm going to catch a ride to my car and head to the first primitive campsite. I'm excited for these primitive campsites, get to experience some different parts of the park. Just doesn't seem fair. Spent all the time hiking, and here I am driving to my first primitive roadside campsite, and probably ran across the best picture that I've gotten so far. The Chisos Mountains, which have been covered in fog pretty much the whole time that I've been here, but driving through, catching the sun shining down and hitting the fog that's going across the front of the mountains, so it's lighting up that fog, and there's detail and light on the mountains themselves, and there's really moody clouds going overhead. It's just got everything I was kind of looking for, and I'm right here on the highway. Well, not the highway, but the park road. Why do I even leave my car? I could just drive to where all the good photos are instead of hiking through the desert for 20 miles. Hey, I'm not going to pass up beautiful shots like this, though. Made a quick stop at the Rio Grande overlook. This giant mesa you see in the background here, that's Mexico. There's a little border crossing down there. And I don't have my passport, so I'm not going to go into Mexico. But I think it's safe that I could say I've driven from Wisconsin to Mexico and back. Made it to my first primitive roadside campsite. This is Chilicotal. Not too impressed. It's very windy, it's kind of up on a hill. It's right off the primitive road. Over there is where the Chisos Mountains are, and they're blocked by this kind of ugly looking back there, that's Mount Nugent. That's kind of cool. Definitely not something I can hike up, though. It looks pretty steep. In the background, way in the back, you can see Elephant Tusk. And then mostly just open desert to me to the south. Giant mesa would maybe look a little better if it wasn't so hazy right now. After driving, though, I want to just get out and move around a bit, so I think I'll just do a quick little day hike up to the top of Mount Chilicotal. There's no trail up to the mountain, so it'll be off-trail hiking, but it doesn't look too bad. I've got plenty of time before sunset, and I might even hang up there before sunset if it's nice, get a sunset shot, and I just come back tonight, set up camp. Here we are at the top of Camp Chilicotal. It's really amazing view. It's just beautiful up here. The west side looks like it has a much sharper drop off than I thought. So I think I'm standing pretty close to the sheer drop off here. The views up here all the way around are just amazing. We could go from the west. There's Elephant Tusk, the Chisos Mountains. Down there, that basin is where we hiked out of 2 days ago and into the Dodson open desert. To the north, we have Nugent Mountain. Looking east, there's that giant mesa in Mexico. I'm not going to hang up here until sunset, even though the views are amazing, just because it's such a far way down. Can't even see it all, but my car is a little dot all the way down there. You can see the little mound of dirt that I had mentioned when we parked. But I don't want to be heading down the mountain, trailblazing with the sun setting and getting dark, so it's a little rough getting up here. Gentle, not hard, gentle slope, but rough terrain. I'll just enjoy the view up here for a bit. Probably go halfway down and maybe set up for sunset there. I think I can get most of the shots that I might want halfway down the mountain. Here's one of the little, almost sled trails going right down the mountain. May not be able to pick up on it and the wide angle, but just past where you could see here, it's just going to drop straight down. But it's a pretty cool little corridor to look out to the west. I'm just amazed by these because they look like they're cut out on purpose to leave a passageway into nothing. The most unassuming yet painful little jerk in the desert, the yucca plant. These little guys look soft, but they are not. All these little pokes on my leg, I think basically all of them, are for running across yuccas. Looking west to where the sun is setting, I don't see anything in particular that I want to frame up. I'm comfortable propped up against my windbreak rock. I've got plenty of time to set up and change compositions if I need to. We'll see how the clouds react as the sun sets. They're pretty thin, and there's a lot of them. So, low chance, high reward is what I'd say for a good sunset. Unlikely to have a really good one, but if it does happen, we could have a really spectacular sunset. I could actually see a little chunk of rainbow that I know there's no way it's going to show up in video, but we'll try. Tiny chance this works out at all, but right there where my finger is, there's a little bit of a rainbow. And I'm not sure what. Hasn't rained since last night. If anyone knows how that's happening, I'd be interested to know. Sunset never really caught a ton of color, but it did give a little bit of magenta, reds, blues, and yellows. Good desert colors. So the potential's there. We see what we could draw out in editing. Now I'm heading the half mile back to my car, which will provide a good windbreak and hot food. It is getting pretty cold out in the desert, as it does. That is it for tonight. Woke up to just a beautiful sunrise here at Big Bend, looking southeast towards Mexico. This just very pink and colorful sunrise. The sun hasn't risen over the mesa yet, with the desert still in the cool pre-dawn blue and the sun really lighting up the clouds back there. I drove a little further up the primitive road to try and catch a good view of the Chisos Basin with the sunrise, because it was hitting it really nice, warm glow early in the morning. And I get here, and unfortunately the sky behind it is just kind of bleh. It's disappointing. And it's easy to get down about things like this, where I only have so many opportunities. But I think it's what makes the chase of photography fun. It doesn't always work out, and the times when you do get all of the right elements to come together to make a great photo, you feel like you really accomplished a goal. Unfortunately, this morning's not that morning. I'm here at the final primitive roadside campsite. Not much to see at the campsite itself, but back there in the mesa, there was a gate that I saw a few nights back. I thought that looked very interesting. It turns out that is Santa Elena Canyon, where the Rio Grande cuts through that huge rock face, and it's probably one of the most iconic parts of the park. And I have to go check that out while I'm down here. Santa Elena Canyon was one of the most awe-inspiring short hikes I've ever taken. I really enjoyed being in there, but it was full of people. I don't want to set up camera equipment trying to get my picture, and that's just good advice for photographers in general in busy places. I know it's really tempting. Spots to set up and maybe get the sunset going down Santa Elena Canyon. There's a lookout just up the road that nobody was at, even though the canyon was crazy busy. Tonight, without much else going on at the campsite, I'll probably go to the lookout and stay out of the way of everyone and see if we could stake out a spot to get a sunset down Santa Elena Canyon. Back at Santa Elena Canyon, decided on a couple different approaches. First off, just taking a time lapse of sunset. If the sun catches some color, then we'll do a sunset picture as well down the canyon. But what I'm most excited about is I believe I will set up for an astro shot. Blue hour, take a picture of the canyon to get some details of the canyon, and leave the camera set up for when the stars come out. Take a picture of the sky. We blend those together for a nice night shot of the stars coming out of the canyon. Between these options, I think at least one of them will work out alright. I'd rather kill time here by the canyon than back at the campsite anyway. This mesa is just endlessly fascinating to me. The huge walls are 1,500 feet tall. Last night I really wanted to get a astro shot of the stars through Santa Elena Canyon. So I went down to the canyon late last night, set up my camera, pointing at the canyon, and no one was down there at this super popular, amazing landmark. So I was sitting at the mouth of a 1,500-foot canyon, listening to the Rio Grande pass by, and watching the stars come out, alone by myself, on the border of Texas and Mexico. It'll be one of my fondest memories of Big Bend National Park. I was able to get this shot. That's a wrap for Big Bend National Park. I'm blown away by the size of this park, the awesome landmarks like Santa Elena Canyon, and the Chisos Mountain. I had an amazing time, and I think I came away with some pretty good pictures too.